So this is a plan released March 31 by China and Pakistan.
Just for those who may not be familiar, so the plan basically outlines an immediate ceasefire to start.
Yeah, please do outline the plan.
Protecting civilians. No worries. Protection of civilians and non-military infrastructure, which is what I want to come back to because the strikes on AI are fascinating.
Right.
And for China, I think to see this raised in a point is particularly important for the GCC. Then basically upholding shipping lanes and then upholding the primacy of the UN Charter. The whole statement, as is written, is deliberately uncontroversial. No surprise. To me, though, there's nothing in this initiative that any party would formally object to.
It's basically saying, let's all get along, kumbaya, let's stop fighting and be good.
Exactly. And it also requires no one to make any form of concession. I mean, that's kind of the core point here. And it tends to be China, for folks who are not aware of kind of generally Chinese mediation, right? This is the preferred diplomatic mode, right? It's laying out the core principles that project responsibility without assuming any kind of real risk. I do think what's interesting is Beijing voicing this to Pakistan. There has been a lot of engagement between the Gulf countries and Pakistan and Turkey, which does set an interesting precedent for the potential for a mini-lateral kind of grouping of countries to try to bring in the US and China together for some form of dialogue. I think Wang Yi has publicly endorsed Pakistan's mediation efforts, but it really comes down to action, right? To me, this is not a peace plan. Because it does not propose any form of enforcement, any mechanisms, timelines, or consequences. This was a similar critique that was laid out for the Saudi-Iran deal, right? That there was no formal means of enforcement. For a number of Chinese scholars and observers, right, that showed exactly what Chinese influence was meant to be, right? Non-coercive, neutral, bringing parties together to the table that want to be together.